I'm Holly Richardson.
My name is Greg Skortis. Listen for the new Inside Sources.
One of the things that people don't realize about Utah politics, at the state legislative level, there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of working together for the good of Utah. Inside Sources, weekdays from 9 to noon.
This is a show that a person could listen and learn something every day and say, you know what, I didn't know that this morning at 9, but I know it now. Inside Sources.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Caplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Thanks for listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs, and it's May. It's Parade of Homes season.
It sure is, and there are lots of great things blooming at Osmond Designs, including the Parade of Homes that is coming up for the Utah Valley Parade. And it is so much fun because this week we actually started setting up a home. So here we go. We have 5 that we will be installing of the 40. So we're really proud of that.
What does setting up a home mean for you?
It means delivering all the furniture and basically setting up all the beds from start to finish. A lot of these homes, we actually did do full service from start to finish, choosing all the exteriors, all the interiors, the whole thing, which we've been working on for over a year. So it's finally time to put the frosting on the cake, which is a lot of fun, and install all the furniture.
The things that you put in, do they stay, or is that just for the Parade of Homes?
So it depends on the builder. Some builders purchase everything and then they price the home if it's a spec home, and they sell all the furniture with it. Other homes are owned by homeowners, and so a lot of times they will purchase, or oftentimes there's always things we need to fill in. So that's a lot of fun as well.
All right, I'm just looking for a little bit of a peek behind the curtain.
Yes, of course, Jeff. Always here first on the KSL Real Estate Show. Tomorrow, Jeff, is Mother's Day, though. We definitely need to talk about that. Parade of Homes tickets are a one-size-fits-all, and I promise your mom would love to go to the Parade of Homes. The tickets are $25 each, but myself, Osmond Designs, and Central Bank, we are authorized to sell discount tickets. They are $3 off per ticket, and you receive a free bag, a free magazine, and free lanyards, so you can keep everything together. The event actually starts June 5th, goes for 2 weeks, actually 3 weekends, and it's all for $22.
Where do you go to get the tickets? At Osmond Designs?
Yes, they are located in our stores in Lehigh and in Orem. So if you're out driving today, please stop by. We also will be giving away 2 free tickets on the show today. So please stop into Orem and Lehigh. If you mention that you heard this on the KSL Real Estate Show today, you will be the winner of those tickets. So do not crash your car. Just pull on over and check in at the front desk.
Okay, you know something you never do on this show? What's your website for Osmond Designs?
Yes, it is www.osmonddesigns.com.
Is it Osmond Designs, with 2 Ds, Osmond Designs, or
with
1 D?
2 Ds and then with an S. So definitely check that out. You can also see us on social media, on Instagram and on Facebook. So that's a lot of fun. With Mother's Day being right around the corner, we want to celebrate the most important people in our home, women and mothers. We love real estate here on the KSL Real Estate Show. We talk about all the good things. We have builders on, we have title companies, we have developers on the show. But I think we don't usually bring moms into the equation, or women. And women really are the heart of the home, Jeff. Every real estate agent knows that usually the woman chooses the home as long as it fits within the husband's price point.
Well, the whole thing of make a home smell nice when you're selling it. If you're having an open house, make the cookies. That's not for the guys, is it?
It's so true. So whether it's decorating or creating traditions or setting the tone of love and comfort, moms have a special way of turning houses into home. And today I want to give a shout out to my mom, who always listens to this show. She'll be surprised to hear this, but Mom, I love you. I learned everything that I know about interior design from you. My mom was an incredible homemaker. We had 5 children. I'm the third of 5. And our home was always just a very comfortable, happy home. And I owe that to my mom. It was always clean. It was always beautiful. And I just really, really appreciate the environment that she put for our family. I will tell you that, when Mom was sick or when Mom wasn't home, we realized what Mom actually did because those things were not being done anymore. And I think a lot of the things that women and moms do are behind the scenes and they don't get a lot of credit for it. So I really want to honor all moms out there and women who really do all the things that are most important and make us love our homes.
You mentioned your mom, helped set you on a path into interior design. Are your design aesthetics informed by the way your mother decorated your home? I mean, times change, but did she have something to do with that? Is there the influence that made you who you are?
Of course. No one wants what their mom had. I'm sure my kids don't want what I had. So styles change a little bit, but definitely the core concepts of interior design I learned from my own mom, no doubt. My mom and my dad actually started a bed and breakfast in downtown Provo. It was called the Hines Mansion. And they renovated a beautiful historic building there and turned it into a theme bed and breakfast. And it was absolutely incredible. And my mom did it all herself. She just had a knack. She had a talent for it. And I was able to help her with that. And one of my specific responsibilities was choosing the art. And I loved doing that with my mom. I loved participating. I loved how courageous and brave my mom was to take on a project like that. And it was a very successful business for my mom and dad until eventually they decided to sell that and then serve 3 LDS missions.
Is the business still there?
It is.
Really?
And it's still running.
Is it updated? Because it's been years, right?
It has been years, yeah. Honestly, I haven't been there for years. So as far as I know, absolutely. But I just remember the memories that we spent there. Christmas was a night that the entire family would get together and we'd have just a big giant sleepover. And we'd each be assigned to our rooms and we'd have our kids and we'd wake up in the morning and my mom and dad would make that incredible bed and breakfast, eggs Benedict and with all the trimmings. And it was such a great, great time. And again, it's just whatever your family does, those traditions are what make homes in Utah. And I think in Utah, we have larger homes than any other state in the country. And we have more kids. We have dogs. Jeff, I know you have 2 dogs. We have animals. We have, the neighbor kids are all coming over. This is kind of the heart of our home. And I think it's the greatest real estate investment that we can make is really just investing in our homes and making it somewhere that it's beautiful. And that doesn't mean it has to be a certain style or a specific size. Some of the most incredible homes are cozy small homes. So whatever works in your budget.
I think back growing up, we were in a little 2-family house. There was, I guess the attic, the second floor was rented out. And as my parents, became more comfortable with life, the homes got bigger. And eventually, my parents built a wonderful contemporary home on the Jersey Shore, right on the water with a boat on the dock. And it became the place that everyone in our family, not just in the immediate family, but everyone wanted to be there in the summertime. And my family became the locus for everything that went on in the family. We celebrated events there on the deck, on the beautiful summer afternoons, go on the jet ski, and it's some of the fondest memories. But the worst part was they moved to this new house that my father built himself. And it still stands to this day, some 40 years later. They moved there on the very day that I moved out. So it's like I said, bye, Mom and Dad. And they said, bye to you, too. We're leaving to our retirement home. But, they didn't retire for years and years. And just, I remember that house as being home. And anytime I go back to New Jersey, I jealously want to be there more so than any place else.
And those are the memories you have. I was a born and raised Provo High girl. I lived in the same home my entire life. And it wasn't until I moved out and moved 15 minutes across town to go to Brigham Young University that I, for the first time in my entire life, felt homesick. And I just felt like, your home is where your mom is, and my mom's not here anymore.
I mean, you weren't that far away, though.
I know. How pathetic is that? But I really feel like your home is a reflection of you. It's the memories, it's the vacations, it's the traditions, it's the warmth through the personal belongings and the sentimental touches. And that's really what makes home what it is. Your home should be lived in and loved, and we're here at Osmond Designs as interior designers to help you accomplish that. If you need a great Mother's Day gift, consider an interior design gift card. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back on the KSL Real Estate Show.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Show. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs with stores in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, we do have beautiful stores with over 45,000 square feet of in-stock merchandise. If you are out and about today, consider going to Osmond Designs to buy home decor for Mother's Day. For your wife, for your mom, for your neighbor, for your friend. It makes a great gift. Included in that is Parade of Homes tickets. Utah Valley Parade of Homes is coming up the first week of June, and the tickets are on sale starting now. They are $25 per ticket. And Osmond Designs and Central Bank will be selling those for a discount of $3 off per ticket, which makes them $22, which is so inexpensive for 3 weekends, over 2 weeks. And it's an incredible event.
It's a great buy. You also mentioned gift cards. I don't know, from Osmond Designs or for interior design. Come on, give us some more ideas. Guys are desperate at this moment.
Guys need gift ideas. We do offer interior design gift cards. My favorite is to hang out at the store on the Saturday before Mother's Day, because guys come in and they buy those gift cards, not only for interior design appointments, but also for furniture.
Wait, does your staff get a lot of, do you think she'd like, like that?
Yes, we do, Jeff, which is so fun. And it's almost like, the guy that goes into the grocery store and then he comes out and he just has his bouquet of flowers and a huge smile on his face. That's how it is at Osmond Designs. When they come in, they're so excited, and then they walk out with that gorgeous wrapped gift card and bag, and it just brings so much joy.
All right. There's some public service, everybody.
Public service. Moms influence home buying decisions more than ever before. School districts are huge. Here in Utah, I feel like we generally have very, very good schools. So that makes it a little bit easier. But oftentimes when someone is buying a home, they do buy a home because of where it's located. And I think that's great because we do have kids. We have lots of kids here in Utah, and it does make a difference. So home values are very, very important. And oftentimes that is in relation to the school that it goes to.
How much does the quality of school district affect the price of the real estate?
I think it's huge. I think it can make or break where your home is located, no doubt about it. And you will oftentimes make concessions for not having the ideal home if it's located in the right neighborhood or in the right area. So I think that's first and foremost. Kitchen layout is another thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention. It is very, very important to have a great layout. Women, moms are in those kitchens. If you are considering building a home or remodeling a home, that is a great place that you can spend money.
That's number one?
That is number two. School districts was
okay,
one.
But you don't spend money on the school district. I'm talking about, dollars for doing redesign.
Exactly.
It's the kitchen.
It is the kitchen, no doubt. The next is bathrooms. Spend money on bathrooms. Make sure that the space is a great layout, that it's livable, that it's beautiful. That will help you sell your home. Yard safety is huge. You have to have a backyard with kids and with animals, and it needs to be fully fenced. So if you don't have that, that is a great place to spend money that will increase the value of your home and help when you need to go and sell your home later. So keep those things in mind. The heart of the home is usually where your mom is, again, like we had mentioned, but a lot of that is the emotional design and the tradition. So once you get your ideal and favorite home that you want to live in, making it beautiful is where we really, really excel at Osmond Designs, and we want to make it what you want it to be. As interior designers, I hear horror stories of people coming into people's homes, interior designers specifically, and they try to make someone else's home how they want it to be and how they think it should be without listening to the homeowner. And I think that's such a mistake, because at the end of the day, that builder, that interior designer go home, and who wants to live in a home that they don't like, they don't feel comfortable in? So hiring the right team of experts to help you is more important than ever. I also want to talk a little bit about some of the sentimental touches that you can add to your home. So previously we mentioned, some of the basics about, kitchens, bathrooms, having a yard. Those are very generic. But then having those pieces that are important to your family. Maybe it's your dad's favorite chair that you inherited, or a family piano, or something that's just specific to your family that brings you joy. Those things are always great things to incorporate in your home and will help you to love your home. I love art from kids on the fridge. I know that's silly, or on a message board or a cork board in a mudroom. I love those little touches. Those make great gifts. For all the kids that are listening today, draw your mom a picture, write them a sweet note, come to Osmond Designs, buy a picture frame. Those are the things that are priceless.
I've often wondered, can they make refrigerators that are not magnetic? I mean, where nothing will stick to them?
I think there are some right now.
How can they do that?
I don't know. Good question. A lot of moms right now and women are caregivers for both children and aging parents. And so having those flexible spaces is really, really important in your home. If you are considering buying a home or remodeling, remember that everyone has different needs. When I was a young mom, I wanted to be upstairs with all of the bedrooms. When I became a teenager mom, I did not want to be.
You wanted to be in a different county. Come on, let's be real.
In a different county. Definitely a different floor. I wanted a main floor master. I was tired of hearing their loud music and just wanted a little space. So keep that in mind. Formal dining rooms used to be all the rage, where business executives would bring their clients to home, and they're no longer doing those. So those are now becoming offices and music rooms and doing something different. So ask your mom, communicate with your wife, and see what improvements can be made to your home to make it a better place.
I think about, when you say flexible space, all I think about is that bedroom we have. That's the exercise room. It's sometimes the TV room. It's the video game room, and it's any other kind of room. Is that what you're talking about with flexible space, or is it more?
I think it can be a lot of things. Women in Utah, being born and raised here, we all have different skills. We all have different talents. And we all love to use our home a little bit different. You can have the exact same floor plan. It can look entirely different than your neighbor's home. With just a few little attention to detail things, your home can look entirely different than your neighbor's home and be somewhere that you love to be. You're listening to the KSL Real Estate Show here with Jeff Caplan. I'm Heather Osmond, owner of Osmond Designs. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Caplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the Real Estate Show. Thanks a lot for listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, they are. And we love doing this show. We've been doing it for almost 4.5 years, and we have not been able to do this without the support of Central Bank. They are trusted bankers and loyal friends of KSL and the Real Estate Show. I have actually loved using Central Bank. Not only have they helped me build my Osmond Designs business, but I also have personal bank accounts, and my kids have bank accounts with them too. So thank you, Central Bank. They offer construction loans, HELOC loans, so you can remodel and get some additional money out of your home. And they also have a youth savings plan. They've been in business for over 130 years. So thank you so much, Central Bank. You know, remodeling can be a really fun Mother's Day gift. I'm just saying, Jeff. I know it's Saturday.
That's really strong.
That's a pretty expensive Mother's Day gift, but could be really cool. But there are also things that are much more affordable, and those can be the simple things. So let's talk about some of those ideas right now. Maybe your budget is just a luxury throw blanket that you can throw on a sofa or you can throw on your bed. They can be $20 and they can be $200 and even more expensive than that. So consider just a great throw blanket. It's a one size fits all. Second is diffusers or candles. We all love it when our home smells great.
Nice.
And those range from $5 to $50, and those are incredible. In fact, at Osmond Designs right now, we have scent airs, which are actually machines that are incredible, and they're commercial grade. And if you've ever been to Disneyland and you've done the soaring over California and you smell the orange trees, that's all scent air. And we sell that exclusively at Osmond Design. So come check that out. Another item or idea for you to buy your mom is cutting boards. Those are incredible. Not only are they used for actually chopping food, but they make great decor items. I have 2 cutting boards that lean just behind my oven and underneath the hood. And they're big, massive.
Wooden?
So they're wooden. Yeah. So you can get them in a white oak or painted. I have a navy blue one and a white oak, and I think they are absolutely stunning. And I actually don't even love to use them because they're so beautiful.
I was going to ask, are they for decoration or do you chop that meat?
You can do both, but I use them for decor. It's almost like those towels that you have, Jeff, in your bathrooms where you say, these are off limits.
Don't. Yeah.
These are decor only. I also love ceramic bakeware. Those can be something that can be decor, but you can also use. So those make great Mother's Day gifts. Picture frames. I'm always an advocate of an inexpensive picture frame or very expensive picture frames that you will just keep for a lifetime. And then putting your favorite photo. Maybe it's a family vacation, or maybe it's an art piece that you've drawn that's something that's memorable that your mom will just absolutely love. Those are the things that are probably most priceless that I really hang on to.
Which begs the question, when you do interior design and people want a photo wall, do you say absolutely?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's important?
I really do think it's important. I think it's more important than ever to have photos of your family in your home.
You know, I like having the photos around, but at first my wife wanted to do it, and I was kind of resistant. I don't want 300 photos on the wall, but you know what? I've come to cherish the thing, and she was smarter than me.
That's awesome. And I will tell you, I love big statement pieces. So if you are doing a gallery wall, just make the photos bigger. Another great idea is just an indoor plant. I kill all the plants in my home, but there are some artificial plants that look and feel so real. And that is something that can be a great gift that does not cost a lot of money.
My wife got them as Mother's Day gift this year.
All right.
Like potted plants that are artificial. They look great, and we have them front and back of the house, hanging up outside by the patio in the back, the patio in the front. They're wonderful.
I love that for outdoor and indoor needs. I also love just a great front mat. And that can have an O for Osmond or a C for Caplan.
Keep out.
Keep out. Go away. You know, all those good things. I also love wall mirrors and art pieces that you can hang on your wall. And again, it has to just be something that's memorable to you and your family, and then hire an interior designer to help you put it all together.
How much does an interior designer cost, generally speaking?
Yes.
I mean, if you don't mind my asking.
Oh, of course. No, it's $100 per hour. So we can come to your home and we can help you move things around, and you don't even have to buy anything. We'll just make it look pretty of what you have. And then if you have suggestions or ideas or goals that you would like to incorporate, then we're happy to give you those suggestions and ideas and make a plan for you. So
Did I
it's a lot
ever
of fun.
tell you about the time I hired an interior designer?
No.
I don't think I did.
No, I haven't heard this one.
I was single. This was my bachelor pad, and it just went condo. I bought the place, and I said, I don't know what to do with this. And so I hired an interior designer, and all I really told her was, here's your budget, if that's okay. She said, yeah, we can work with that. Make it look cool. And she did these baubles and things and Sputnik designed lights and cork walls and steel walls, and none of it had anything to do with me whatsoever. But it looked cool when people came over. Comfort, I'm not so sure. But the one thing that I remember about this, if you don't mind me telling the story, that she had some super weird couch as a focal point in the living room that was the wrong height. Didn't look comfortable, but what a statement piece. And finally, I got up the nerve when we were a couple of months in to say, you know what? I love my black leather couch. I like laying on it. I like watching TV. It's comfortable. And I actually asked her, can I keep it?
You asked her permission of what you could buy in your house.
And she said, cool, and they worked around it. But yeah, and it goes to what you were saying earlier about interior design.
For sure. And there's something called aesthetics, right? That you need it to look good, but there's also function. So I think we can balance the two. And you can have your comfortable black leather sofa, and it can still be a statement piece, and it can be great. Last but not least, I want to mention just a photo album book. Sometimes having those coffee table books are so great, and have them being personal to your home is so, so important. Jeff, I couldn't help myself this week. I had to pull up some Jerry Seinfeld stuff because we're talking about all this, sentimental, cozy, sensitive, like amazing things about our moms and about our homes and how to make that better. But there's also some really, really funny things that Jerry Seinfeld said that I just couldn't resist but having those being shared today on our show. So Jerry talks about how moms can pull anything out of their purses, including Band-Aids and tissues and snacks and even toys, like a magician that's pulling scarves from his hat. And he says, my mother's purse was also like a pharmacy, a pantry, and a toy store in one. You could survive a natural disaster with that thing. And I will tell you, my mom's home is the same thing. Even today, I go over and my mom just says, oh, I know where that is. Oh, I have that. Anytime I need something, my mom has that. And I love that so much. It makes me happy. And I hope that my home is that for my kids as well someday. Okay, another Jerry Seinfeld is mom calls always at the right time. And Jerry said, my mom had a radar for calling at the right time and the wrong time, sometimes interrupting me at the most inopportune moments. If I was on a date, she'd call. If I was doing a TV spot, she'd leave a message saying, why don't you ever call me when you're not so busy being famous? And I love that. I can always call my mom. I call her all the time to tell her all the good news, the bad news, everything in between. And she almost always picks up. And if she doesn't pick up, she calls me right back. And Jeff, I've heard stories about your mother, and she just sounds incredible. And I can't wait to meet her someday.
She listens to every show I've been on for 45 years. Mind you, she lives 2,000 miles away, but she listens to KSL every afternoon. She's probably listening to this show. And she just had heart surgery. She's doing great. But the first thing when she woke up, I called her because I didn't go out this time. I stayed here. And I called her as soon as they told me that she was awake. You know, that groggy state you're in afterwards. Yeah. And the first thing she said was, I listened to your show today.
Oh,
and I'm like,
of course she did.
Wow. And, I am fascinated as time goes on that watching this woman transition from a mother when I was a kid to a widow when I was an adult, and now she's become a matriarch. The entire extended family swirls around her, and she's the focal point that keeps it all together from the disparate directions flung all over the country. I don't know how that happens, that you become a matriarch, but somewhere along the way she did, and it's magnificent. It holds our family together.
Absolutely. And I'm in awe of the women in Utah. I actually get emotional about it, but I will tell you, there are so many incredible women, and none of our families are perfect. And these women and moms and dads included and men are incredible. We're all fighting a fight. And I'm just so happy and grateful to be able to honor moms. You touched on this, but moms are just in tune emotionally. And back to Jerry Seinfeld, he said, my mother could make me feel guilty of things I didn't even know about yet. You'll forget my birthday one day. I know it. And he said, if you were happy, my mom was suspicious. Why are you so happy? What's wrong? And it's true. Our moms, we walk in the door. I remember coming home from school and my mom knew how great my day was. And if it wasn't a great day, she was there for me. And I love moms, and I love homes, and grateful to honor them on the KSL Real Estate Show today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
And we're back on the Real Estate Show. I'm Jeff Caplan. Thanks for listening. Heather Osmond is here ahead of Mother's Day. Heather's from Osmond Designs with stores in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, and if you haven't noticed, tomorrow is Mother's Day, and it is not too late to get a great gift for your mom and for the women in your world. My mom always taught me about living well. You can live well at any price point, and it may be forever since you moved out, but occasionally, like me, we find ourselves saying or doing things that our mothers used to. In fact, I have a dish towel that said, one day we'll all quote our mothers. Jeff, I don't know about you, but I find myself quoting my mom all the time. Even though when I was a kid, I would say, oh, I would never do that, or I would never say that. I am my mother, and I can tell you that I am honored to be just a little bit like my mom. It makes me so happy.
When you were young, you would probably cringe to think about being just like your mother, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that anyone can buy a house, but a mom makes a house a home. And I'm grateful for the childhood that I had. My mom made our home beautiful. And I hope that today we can all recognize the value of moms and women in our lives and celebrate them by whether that be buying something for them or writing a sweet note to them. Do not forget about your mom tomorrow. We are selling the Parade of Homes tickets. They are $22 per ticket. That is a $3 discount from the normal price, and you receive a free bag and a free lanyard. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, at Osmond Designs right now, we have a huge sale going on. It is 20% off the entire store. We have high-end, low-end, and lots of price points in the middle, and it's a one-size-fits-all. So there's always something good. Jeff, I will tell you, growing up, my mom cheered so loud that I never knew who wasn't cheering. And I think we all need someone like that in our lives. And hopefully that's your mom or your wife.
And my wife is absolutely amazing. And we have this agreement that goes like this. You go out there into the world and do that thing you do, and you'll fund all of this. And I'm going to be here keeping the home fires burning. And my goodness, it is the focal point of our family here in Utah. The grandkids absolutely love coming over because of the candy drawer, because of the video games that we never play that are off in the spare bedroom, and all the things that make it grandma's house. And my wife makes that world go around. And, you know, I appreciate her on Mother's Day for that, as well as my own mother.
For sure.
Because there's the traditions that you grew up with, and there are the ones you establish yourself.
It's so true. And being a wife and mother, I learned a lot growing up from my mom. And I hope that my daughters are inspired by maybe a few things that I did, but I really feel like it takes a village to raise kids today. And here in Utah, we have so many incredible and inspiring people that we can look up to and admire and incorporate into our homes so that we can make it a beautiful place to be. Women and moms are the emotional drivers in creating a nurturing environment and proximity to family and community. If I ever wanted to know what was going on in my family or what was going on in the world, I'd always ask my mom because she always knew. I don't know about you, Jeff, but they kind of are the central station, the nucleus of the home, which is great. And a lot of the trends in interior design are driven by moms. The color schemes, the kid-friendly decor, and the multifunctional spaces. That DIY culture, Pinterest, House, these moms in Utah are incredible. And oftentimes they're incorporating and doing a lot of these things on budgets and making their homes incredible. Moms also balance style and function, just like we were talking about your little bachelor pad. Sometimes you have to make the husband a little bit happy, make the kids happy, make the dog happy. There's just so many aspects that moms are trying to incorporate to make everyone happy in the home. And, that's no small feat. Food also is, the biggest driver. So make sure that kitchen table is large enough so that you can gather family and friends and create memories, because those are the things that really are priceless, that will make a difference, not only right now, but in years to come. One last shout out to Central Bank. Thank you so much for your support of the KSL Real Estate Show. Please stop by Osmond Designs or any Central Bank today to buy your discount tickets to the Utah Valley Parade of Homes. Thank you so much for joining us. And please say thank you to all of your mothers tomorrow and honor them. We'll be back next week on the KSL Real Estate Show.
I'm Holly Richardson.
My name is Greg Skortis. Listen for the new Inside Sources.
One of the things that people don't realize about Utah politics, at the state legislative level, there's a lot of camaraderie and a lot of working together for the good of Utah. Inside Sources, weekdays from 9 to noon.
This is a show that a person could listen and learn something every day and say, you know what, I didn't know that this morning at 9, but I know it now. Inside Sources.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on KSL News Radio.